All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Yuu Yuu Hakusho, episode 86.
All right.
Yusuke versus Sensui.
The Spirit Detectives.
Yep.
Mano y mano.
And Yusuke is way more powerful. 10 to a 6 comparatively.
Yeah. He's considerably powerful. He has some issues actually being able to consistently fight with Sensui, as Sensui has a
wealth of experience,
like at least a decade on him in terms of experience, but also has been kind of specifically preparing himself in ways that we are not necessarily privy to. Mm-hmm. And Yusuke has been primarily dealing with, I would say, foes that were around equal to greater in terms of strength with wherever he was relatively at. But they were never really clever. Like, most of them were using maybe some slight underhanded tactics.
Usually Yusuke would be the one who would have to get clever.
But Yusuke would be the one to have to get clever. But if his opponent is coming in that is way smarter than him.
Yep.
And
what do you do?
Also has experience and also has decent power.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to get really, really creative here. And there is still the problem that Sensui has, right now, all of his friends crowd controlled.
Mm-hmm.
So that could end up being a negative beyond just the inert state where they're at for a threat to this battle.
But a Koenma is on the way, and he has been given leave to remove the Binky. So
the Binky is ready to be used.
The Binky of Doom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this, Sensui? Because I'm about to plug up your asshole so hard.
That's right.
That you'll be crying, Binky. So, y'all, without further ado, let's fuck some shit up.
I can predict your moves. Decoding my opponent's style is my strength, but I've been doing it for decades longer.
Yeah. And this is still the previous episode.
Yeah. I don't think they had the voice acting for the in the previous episode.
Right.
Must fall.
Oh,
okay.
Okay,
all right.
Now okay.
Decisive difference. Cool.
Music. Make up your mind.
Gross. Look at all those scars.
Damn, Kubar, stop crossing your eyes.
Those fights he's been through.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, he was building up energy while underwater?
Maybe.
Oh. It almost hit the butterfly.
Huh.
And he didn't want it to.
Yeah. That would be unnecessary.
Interesting little detail there.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
All right.
Whoa, shit.
The wings for a second there.
Perhaps it's time I stepped up my game.
Range is OP. Oh. Oh, God!
Okay.
Oh, God!
All right.
With that!
He can do a shotgun blast, too. Oh, God.
Alright, this is just like playing dodgeball in gym class.
Yeah, and it looks like
God,
he's
they're homing, too.
Yeah.
They don't... That was some cool animation, though. Yeah, block a few.
Hey, Game Master should have prepared you for bullet hell, right?
Yeah.
And meanwhile, while you're dodging these, he's charging up a new attack. Yeah, once one hits him, then the rest follow suit. Yeah.
Shit. Oh, and you're wide open.
Damn. Oh, nice. Okay. Blocking a spirit gun hand. Okay.
I mean, yeah. If you can keep the enemy at bay with range in a one-on-one,
there's not a lot you can do.
Not a lot that you have to worry about, yeah.
No, the hole's still open, wider than ever.
That zoomed in, like,
right.
Faster than before.
Low res.
But how can you tell all that for sure, Master Genkai?
From the smell.
The smell?
Oh,
The
okay.
smell. The demon world has a very distinct odor, and it's growing stronger from that cave.
Genkai, is there any way you can smell how much longer it will be until the tunnel is fully open?
Less than 10 minutes now.
Oh my god.
I hope Koenma can make it there in time with his
Holy shit.
pacifier.
Should have brought the jetpack for this Koenma.
Well, shit.
I guess this is where Kurama's lamp weeds come to an end. This must have been the Game Master's territory.
Sure.
All right. If I was a malevolent crackpot, where would I set up Evil Shop? Dank tunnel number 3 it is.
Nice.
Okay.
What did he see?
Hang in there, Yusuke.
Or is he just trying to sense their energy or something?
Maybe.
No, he's a man. He's good with direction.
Yeah.
Urameshi, please don't tell me that he's, you know...
Poor Mr. Urameshi. Don't be worried yet.
Yet.
It'll take more than that
Yeah.
to keep Yusuke down. Are you sure?
I mean, he fought
How
Kikuro.
much more it will take?
Right.
That I'm not so sure of.
Okay. Keep them talking. Keep going. Yeah. See what you can learn while you're in there. Ah, this needs to be a shirtless on shirtless fight.
You are foolishly cocky. A regrettable sin. When attacked from multiple angles, your defenses are negligible at best.
What?
What?
You think too linearly. Pitiable.
Okay.
Spoiled. As a fighter, you've grown a little too comfortable with these gentlemanly one-on-one duels of yours.
Oh. Well, there it is.
Okay.
I'm just gonna spam this shit.
Yeah.
At once when persuasion failed. So this technique was born out of that necessity.
Cool.
Oh, come on. You just did that. Can we play another PE favorite besides dodgeball? You know I play a real mean game of 4 square.
Nope.
Not how this works.
His energy is so much stronger now.
Which brings us to reason number 3.
Oh.
Did he steal energy from him?
Chance of beating me. The gap between your spirit energy and mine is far too great. If your spirit energy could fill a fishbowl, mine would fill the ocean.
Which ocean are we talking about? Because
Why? How?
Big.
There's no way. The difference between them's too much. He'll be murdered.
Reserves versus output.
Maybe.
So he's bringing him down to his level of output. By
Right, just stamina battle, he can beat him.
He's like, I can outlast you.
And that's sort of what the training, like, showcases.
Yeah, maybe.
That face.
Smirking.
Yeah.
I think you need to start making this into a ranged fight, Yusuke. Make some cover.
If that's all your energy could do, what's that say about mine? I've beat Spirit Beast and Technique Collectors. I beat Tagoro at his best. I took their hits, and I can sure take yours.
There's a difference. I fight with divine justice on my side. Justice kills!
All right.
Okay.
This continues. Yusuke, there's no honor here.
Yeah.
This is just kill or be killed.
You'll keep spamming this ability until you figure out how to beat it or you're dead.
Here goes nothing!
Go into it, sure, maybe.
Try and get past him to get to him.
Maybe.
Although fighting him in melee while these things circle back around.
No, that's good because they can hit Sensui, too.
Sure, yeah.
That's why he was very, careful about them hitting, something on the way there.
I can't defend against attacks from multiple angles. But sometimes, good defense is just kicking ass!
Hell yeah!
Individually, those energy blasts aren't so bad. Now it's time for my list. Reason number 1 where I'll smash your face. I'm just better than you.
I'm just built different, yeah.
Not as predictable as you think.
Okay, let's see that unpredictability.
Bet you didn't see this coming.
I don't know, coming back, yeah.
Nice.
You still think you know what I'm gonna
What?
do next?
Wait,
Hey,
wait.
stop climbing! There's no time to be taking a dip!
I've got to admit that was very refreshing. And now I'm ready to go a few more rounds.
Wait, what?
Now we return to your same old conventional punches.
He so surprised him by it that he actually let him
Unfortunate,
get a
honestly,
breather.
to see that your brief spontaneity was merely a passing reprieve.
That's way
Yep.
too many big words, pal.
Yes, it is. Oh.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Oh, shit. Oh, let's go.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I love
I
it.
get the feeling he'd be able to break that pretty easily.
No, but grab his
He went
wrist.
swimming so he could snap his shirt like a wet towel.
That should hold Sensui's Rishuken blocking, for the time being at least.
What is this mockery? This isn't martial arts. No, it's called street fighting.
Yeah.
See it coming.
Oh! Oh, fuck! You need both arms. I only need one, bitch.
Yeah.
And you can't get away. No more fancy blocks.
Beat the shit out of him. Yeah.
Come on, you're Messi. What are you waiting
Mitsuki might actually get a little worried.
I never pegged you as being this much of a wuss.
Oh.
It's territory.
Oh, desperation.
Wait.
What the
What?
hell?
What the shit?
You're Messi.
He just casts gun?
What the fuck is that?
What was that?
Yeah.
It appears he's transformed his arm into the barrel of a gun.
His territory is his body? Whoa, 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 whoa.
What is going on?
Stop your whining!
You are acting like a little bitch. Suck it up and get off your stinking ass. His
Whoa.
tone has changed. That doesn't sound like Sensui.
Yeah, he's got a potty mouth now.
It's not him. He has been substituted now. The only person who can produce that weapon is the ruffian known as Kazuya.
What are you blabbering about?
Oh, shit.
No substitution. We've been watching this the whole time and nothing's come or gone. Except maybe your marbles.
Multiple personalities?
Or like
Don't tell
possession.
me this is getting weirder.
Holy shit.
Indeed, there are 7, all coexisting within Sensui's brain.
One for each.
with distinct traits and talents.
One for each of the deadly sins.
I can't believe this.
Whoa.
I had no idea.
His subconscious created them to cope with the madness. It's an impulsive defense mechanism, its own primitive survival instinct.
So he's still mad, but one of them is bearing that primarily.
Yeah.
Sensui has seen much in his lifetime.
Whoa.
Nothing like that.
Yeah, uh-huh. So it did break him. It sundered him into 7 pieces.
yeah.
Holy shit.
Created the others to bear the brunt of that trauma. And ever since, he escaped from personality to personality, searching for answers to the dilemmas that plague his soul.
Until he found Sensui.
This ought to plug up your wound.
Oh!
Doesn't care about the butterfly now.
No.
Insanity tag team.
Kazuya is by far the most ruthless and cold-blooded of the 7. He's been known to torture small children
Now
purely
the
for
whole
its
squad.
entertainment value.
Holy shit.
Oh, it didn't go all the way through. Gotcha. Oh! Oh! Yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah!
Well,
We ain't officially met yet, but we do have a friend in common.
holy shit.
I'm slicing us out of here.
Oh, it doesn't
Minoru's
work.
a little too chatty for my taste, but I dug that list of his.
Whoa!
One to add.
Get me out of this dark soul mess. Come on.
Step aside.
Oh.
Nothing.
You're wasting your time. Those dreary weapons and your faith in them are nothing more than an insult to the indestructibility of my dear Yurei Otoko.
Okay, well, I'm going for you then.
Yeah.
now that you're the one lying there taking it, tell me, how does it feel?
Shit.
You look at me like I'm crazy. You think I've gone off the deep end? You think you're better than me?
Oh, fuck.
Yep, I was waiting for that.
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
You'll never experience any pleasure without feeling a little pain. I'm enjoying this way too much.
Did he switch
Now
again?
come to Daddy.
No, I think it's the
Yeah.
same.
You've got the face of a little angel.
No, it's all the same, okay.
Too bad, I gotta bust it. Open your mouth and close your eyes.
Oh my god.
Not this way.
Holy
He's our
shit. And then Koenma comes in.
Koenma, yeah! We need Koenma
come
now!
on, come on.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Let him go.
Nice timing.
Koenma has arrived.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Sensui
Holy
7
shit.
personalities is a trigger away from ending Yusuke's life.
The telepath did sense something.
Yeah.
Strong enough to stop his former spirit detective from killing the replacement. And if he can't, who will prevent this madman from unleashing the demon horde and destroying
Wow.
I did not see that coming.
Me neither.
But it makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Like the kind
Oh, and
of
we talked about it. Like
the
how
kind
does
of things that he has to keep compartmentalized totally makes sense. And a lot of the ways in which he kind of seemed to kind of be whoever he needed to be for the people in his party and stuff. Yeah.
Wow. And like, I'm so glad that after doing the shooting around Yusuke, he actually just shot the shit out of Yusuke's body. Like,
Yeah, avoided all vitals because he wants to torture him.
right, but it's like,
yeah.
Yusuke, there's no reason why Yusuke would be able to fight at this point. Like, maybe he could pull something out, but like no, with wounds like that, it's just, it's not happening. What I could see happening though, is while he's like all shot up like crazy and can't really fight, let's say since we gets to the point where he's beating Koenma and he's like choking him or something, Yusuke just manages to lift his hand and, you know,
Spirit gun, yeah.
spirit gun him from the ground. Holy shit.
Tagashi, you got us. That was a plot twist.
You got us good.
You got us real good because I love that there's layers to this, pun intended, but specifically in the fight, Sensui was losing badly.
Yep.
And because of Yusuke having an actually good trick here that pulled off a really simple way to just restrain his ability to block, and then Yusuke just thinks, well, if he attacks me with his right arm, that's fine. Whatever he's doing,
power for power, I can beat him.
Yeah, it
you know?
won't be strong enough to stop this onslaught here.
Yep.
But okay, Sensui does have reserves of things other than spirit energy, of actual personalities that are there to help him survive.
Yep.
Not just physical encounters, but also the madness
Mentally
that broke him when he saw what humans truly are capable of. And oh my
holy
god,
shit.
I love it. So here we go. I mean, basically,
we're
that's the majority of the episode. We're excited to see what Koenma will do, because Koenma stepping in at this moment is perfect timing narratively
It actually,
to have the tension be extremely high.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Koenma going to help up till now felt like it's like okay, this is going to be some sort of MacGuffin type deal where maybe they can solve the problem of like the portal, right?
Right.
But Yusuke's the main character. Yusuke's by far the strongest. He's going to be the one to beat Sensui, right? It's not going to be Koenma.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
But now,
because Koenma's here, he could look at this and say, okay, I'm going to get rid of your portal. If you think you can, kill Yusuke in the time it takes you for me to stop the portal, you can choose which you value more.
Right.
You either fight me now, let Yusuke go, and stop me from, ending the portal.
Right.
Or... So Koenma being here opens up some really cool options, but it does not change the fact that Yusuke is on the ground,
Shot to
potentially
shit.
bleeding out, dying, and is about to be executed.
Every important limb was shot. His gut was shot. He is not going to be able to move or fight much from this point on.
Yeah.
Unless there's some crazy healing power that comes out of nowhere. Like,
yeah, the main things I could think of is Kuwabara gets out, opens a hole, basically. The boys jump through. It then becomes a mass brawl, and Sensui is kicking everybody's ass, and it's just a crazy group battle, right? We're counting down like the last minute of the portal being, it's all coming down to this, and like Kurama does like some kind of weird plant thing
to
that,
immobilize him, or
on Yusuke to basically get him like a jolt or something, or something to just seal all the wounds or something. I don't know,
right?
But like right now, Yusuke is done.
Right. The most I could see him ever doing is,
bang.
From the ground, bang. Yeah, exactly. That could be plenty. That would be a very satisfying way, but like, to potentially resolve things. But okay. And I love this being the both the chink in Sensui's armor, but then also the showcasing of how deep his ideology goes, right? Because he was fragmented, right?
Yeah.
His mind broke that day in a very real way.
And it was getting worn down over the years as Itsuki was talking about. Basically saying that he saw a lot. It wasn't just...
And he did a lot.
Yeah, he did a lot. So all that basically primed him to be ready to break once that big moment happened. It's basically the slight scratches, the slight, wear and tear. The durability was just... They were the scars.
Right, he was compromised.
Yeah, he was compromised. And then he went in alone. Itsuki was not there to quickly guard him and basically bring him out of this whole thing. And... he broke. And I like that we're not getting the hard details as to the process of that. All we know is that we know the
general
sense of what he experienced and saw. And that was enough for us back then when we had that reveal to think, oh, he probably went crazy at that point and broke.
Right. And then the question is what does that crazy look like?
Or why is he not looking crazy now?
Sure.
And the answer is he sequestered 6/7 of himself, essentially. Or not even that. I mean, in the hardest sense, because I'm not a psychologist, I don't know exactly how this works. But essentially, he sequestered 6 whole other iterations of himself.
Yeah.
It's not a 7th kind of thing. Well, those are all full personalities just as much as Sensui is a full personality.
One of the things that I think is this is a theory that I have because they chose to specifically bring out this personality. Now it makes sense that the most barbaric, the most vindictive personality,
the most powerful,
the most powerful, because it's the true power is not the strongest or smartest. It's those who will do anything to achieve it. Right.
Well, but also he was literally getting his ass beat, so it was the Avatar state of sorts of like, oh no, shit, pick the one that will save me here.
You need the animal to come out, so that maybe you can get out of this. When I think about what Sensui experienced, he witnessed human beings being like animals, right?
Like demons.
Like demons, even.
Yeah.
But it was also to the people that he had been ruthlessly hunting because he believed he was just in doing so. Yeah. Right? And he was killing demons. So
this is his
we saw that pretty
demon,
clearly,
if you will.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like it would make sense that one of the first things that would happen once he sees all of this horrible stuff being done to demons and what a problem it is all of a sudden, holy shit, I've been doing stuff that maybe was not vindictive and, and maybe the demons were bad, but those were still living, breathing entities that could think and feel.
I love that angle, yeah.
And so then it's like, nope, every bit of aggression and all of those things, because I'm sure there was a part of him that did enjoy it because it's justice. Then it's like, nope, that is gone. That is all over there.
Can I add something onto that? Yeah. I really feel like one of the things that is important to remind ourselves here that separates Sensui from Toguro is that Toguro was actually a demon. He was but at the point when we obviously he had his point where he wanted. He wished for the demon body or what have you. But in Sensui's case here, he probably had empathy. He probably had human empathy.
Because if he didn't, it probably wouldn't have scarred him.
Right. So that all those demons that he killed, he had to, at the very least, wrestle with that empathy of I'm murdering, I'm killing. And he had to probably see it as his divine justice. I'm doing this. But we all know where those types of paladins eventually end up if they don't seek out, good mental health, counsel.
Right.
Is that you end up losing your way. And he lost his way so hard that I'm guessing there's another personality specifically that took all the empathy too.
Yeah.
That's the one that's probably
the antithesis to this one.
Right. The one that will probably be potentially the way in which they solve this arc is they get him to actually cycle through all of them. Because realistically, I would think that he would want to keep it still pretty, I focus on one for like the majority of time.
Right.
I don't want to switch too much because then I'll be, fractured again.
Right. We have not seen any of the other identities up until now.
Well,
and this
we
is
don't know that we might have.
Okay.
We might have.
Yeah, it's possible. But But it's not immediately obvious
Right,
of
it's
like,
not immediately
oh shit,
obvious.
that time was a time when he had another identity or whatever.
Yeah.
And this one was out of necessity, not out of choice, right?
Right.
Like it was like, I don't know if he could even choose to go back to being Shinobu because he is this one, Kazuya.
Kazuya, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like that's what you're dealing with now, And this would also be the ever-present reminder that if even me, the paladin that is full of justice and divine, retribution and all that stuff, also has a side of myself that, holy shit, is so fucked up. I keep that locked up and hopefully never let it out. Then someone who doesn't have the same level of discipline and stuff as me.
Yep.
Oh, no, the human race is fucked. Like they absolutely all need to die.
He literally only has to look at himself and be like, yeah, we don't deserve to live.
And the thing about that is that yes, your discipline, your will and everything is incredibly strong, right? So it makes sense to have that kind of conclusion. But you got to give credit where credit's due, right? You also went through some crazy shit.
Yeah.
That most people don't have to go through.
In fact, no one will probably ever have to go through, except, well, what do you know? There's one young delinquent boy coming up here who's like, oh, they're making more of you still. They didn't learn their lesson. Yeah,
Right.
Humanity maybe does deserve to go.
Yeah.
I actually really like the idea more and more how much we're doing we're alike, you and I.
Yes.
Because from Sensui's perspective, it makes even more sense now why he thinks that Yusuke will eventually become him. Because this path is so freaking predetermined in oh, no, you will eventually get stronger and stronger and beat more and more enemies and kill more and more.
You might be a different
beings.
flavor of me. I'm sure you will be the Yusuke version of fucked up,
Yeah.
But
you'll still think that you're right because your might makes it so. And maybe you'll get friends that will affirm that belief. Who cares?
Sure.
Eventually, you'll hit a point where you'll realize that beings in general, like living beings, are just all just fucked up things. So
in some ways, I think the biggest way in which Sensui could be proven wrong is that it was his convictions that made this such a problem in a lot of ways.
Okay.
He needed to be unyielding and rock solid in order to be able to survive the general hardships of his job, right?
Okay.
Like in order to be most effective, it was something that served him well, right?
Well, it was what he had.
It was what he had.
He didn't know if he had a choice necessarily.
Sure, but it served him well for a while.
Right.
Then all of a sudden you get to a point where you see something that you cannot bear.
So you need to abandon that conviction, right?
But the problem is that you're unyielding. Then you just break, right? That's all that's left. Whereas if you have, say, weaker convictions, right?
Yes.
If you're a bit more flexible and bend a bit more, then maybe you don't actually get broken. It's the palm tree that survives the storm when the buildings or the much bigger trees get toppled over, right? Because it's flexible and bendy.
Right. I love the idea as well that Sensui, of course, he inflicted physical injury upon himself.
Oh yeah.
This is so
whether directly or indirectly through training. It's
No, but that's the thing. Like, it doesn't matter. It's both. It's probably both. Like, literally, he has 7 personalities. Okay. So one of the things that is really, and I'm not going to try and make a point about like what's the right way to look at this and stuff, but there's a lot of OCs and characters that are made and stuff like that throw around multiple personality disorder stuff in this romanticized, very like, oh, look at me, I'm so edgy and it's so deep and it's
There's another side of me. I'm a multifaceted individual. Yes, you are a multifaceted individual.
Yeah. You don't need to have a disorder of this type in order to have a multifaceted person.
Because on the one hand, there's the classic stories of the the Jungian shadow and personas and things like that, and cool. But then that's
human
different.
beings don't need to be afflicted in this way in order to actually have multiple facets to them. We're quite contradictory, weird, crazy, fucked up kind of creatures already. So I love the idea that Sensui being the extreme example, the best of us, he's also the worst of us.
He's the best of us at some bad things.
Right. And thus, he's a great picture for Yusuke, who's the main character, and thus he has to be the best of us, but he's clearly not. He's
the whole point of Yusuke as a main character is that he's
outcast.
not.
Exactly.
Yep.
So it's so cool in which we can almost see by the nature of this whole story and how it's structured just for Yusuke, how this has to end. In some ways, it doesn't matter about proving Sensui wrong, because for Sensui, he's 100% right.
This is the way that he has survived.
Yes. It worked for him. And it's sad. It's really sad. Because there was a way out. There was a way out in some ways.
Yeah.
I like that.
Theoretically, there still could be. We don't know.
There could still be. Itsuki being in this story at all is so wonderful on a couple levels, and I'll explain why real quick here. He is the commentator.
Yes.
He is giving us exposition about the things that, we and the characters, more importantly, won't necessarily understand off the cuff.
Nope. And I want to just point out there,
not
to interrupt, but it is a testament to how well Sensui is being written right now that Itsuki doesn't actually have to do a lot of that. He's there if it's needed, but it is such a wonderful show don't tell, with maybe a little bit from Kurama that Itsuki is just kind of there, Yeah.
But he's still there. This is something that Itsuki was involved in Sensui's story and liked him at least, enough
before
to
the split.
Keep interest up before the split, and thus stayed throughout the split. In a lot of ways, Sensui might be literally ignoring the thing that could have saved him if he was relying on someone like Itsuki.
Sure.
Now, we don't really have, I would
details
say...
of...
I would say we don't have a lot of trust in Itsuki being a good person for Sensui to be around in general.
Totally, but even a bad person to be around can still ground you.
It's still love. It's still connection. But we get very much a vibe, I would say, from Sensui that he is not necessarily reciprocating Itsuki. Now, I would love the reveal that actually Sensui's personalities, one of them actually was. And that's another thing that could actually be gotten into here.
And one of the other things that I think is wonderful about this is one of the things that Itsuki said that probably stood out to me the most is Sensui is pure. Right? If you think about it, the idea, I'm no doctor or anything, but when I think of the idea of Sensui splitting into these multiple personalities and everything to deal with what he saw, that seems like every personality that he has would be pretty pure in that it would be exactly one part of himself where all of the part of him that is this is relegated to over here. That way he can deal with it when he needs it, and he doesn't deal with it when he doesn't need it, right? The Kazuya or whatever, this personality is absolutely sadistic, right?
Pure sadism.
Right, exactly. Just is all twisted and all that sort of stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's the distillation of all of that was within, Sensui. And then there will probably be, I don't know if we'll necessarily see the other personalities because they might not have the pressing necessity,
narrative weight.
To be shown here, right? Yeah. But I would guess that it's a similar thing for the rest of them. And if you think about it, for a human being, an imperfect individual, a mortal in this fucked up world, that does seem like the most pure in a sense that you could get.
Right. Because human beings have contradicting aspects of themselves, but we don't generally address them as much because they're not something that we can effectively change too much. We can change them a little bit. And most of our ways of thinking, most of the way that we process information, all that, totally hackable. You can absolutely change the way you think. You can change the way you believe and things like that. You can change all that stuff there. It's easier at points and times and for different types of people and all that stuff. That there's varying factors and what have you, and then there's also conditions and stuff that can make things practically impossible.
Sensui is a fantastic example of how that can be done in a negative way,
or exactly
necessary, but
right. But given that there's 7, I think that this is also a very nice little point that they chose. And this is also something that I'm very trying to make sure I'm aware of because we're watching things in the English dub, so things are going through another layer of translation. He said that Yusuke was unfathomably cocky or something like that.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
the worst sin. Well, there's 7 deadly sins in the popular nomenclature. There are ones that are beyond that if you go with I think more older Orthodox Christianity. But having there be maybe the nature of humans being essentially these 7 carnal, sinful desires, well, then what do you know? He has 7. He has just enough for these specific things. So in some ways, we've now met wrath.
Sure. Yeah.
Sensui might have been pride. Maybe.
Sure, I could see that.
We'll see. But I also I'm waiting for that to be used as one of the potential things that they could nod to as
and it's there are several anime that do the whole 7 deadly sins kind of a thing.
Oh yeah,
right?
for sure.
It's a pretty popular thing. You know, everything. But I don't think I've ever seen one like this, and where it's the no, but all within the one individual. FMAB is probably the closest because then it was the leaving of the one individual, right? But I absolutely adore this if that's what it is. It's fantastic either way, but
I think in some ways they don't need to make it so on the nose. Nope. That could just be an aspect of how it's
like an under the radar kind of a thing of just it might be something like that. And that could be it. And that'd be totally fine.
And we might only see 4 of the 7, so it won't necessarily be proven.
Well, and also the 7 deadly sins thing is a very old way of looking at things that, is dated when you go into it.
But this is an older story.
No. I'm talking old, hundreds of years,
people still, Jacob,
no, people still talk about it and stuff, but
no, a lot of people still also think that way too.
Sure, a lot of people are dumb, but
that doesn't change the fact that it's the case.
No,
today.
right.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that it's something where narratively, oftentimes, if you want to get into that in super in depth, it can end up being a limitation in my mind sometimes. So even if it does end up being something that's more of just a thematic, nod, right?
Okay.
That can work great too.
Yeah, I was just saying there's a possibility. That's all.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The idea also that his moment where he fractured, basically, his moment being something that it did actually beat him, shows another thing that I really like about Sensui is that he loses.
Yes.
A lot.
Right.
He is not the strongest, but he does have this deep reserve to keep going forward. And that is a very human classic trope kind of thing that humans are not able to they're not able to give that output, if you will, to be the best or what have you in the fantastical worlds and stuff like that. But it's that they've got this grit. They've got this stuff that they can dig deep down into and they just keep going. And that's really interesting. That's really interesting that Sensui is in some ways more of a shonen determinator than Yusuke is.
Oh yeah, and you could even see from that maybe where some of Togashi's inspiration for Gon comes from, Because
oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah.
Like this is an example of where that Shonen Determinator could go very, very wrong.
You're
and
right.
Then, oh,
yeah.
hey, what do you? And by the way, this is one of the later arcs in Yu Yu Hakusho.
Sure.
And then,
sure.
oh, surprisingly enough, in his next manga, you have a Shonen Determinator that the whole point of the character is that they kind of, that can be kind of scary when you actually see
right.
a
and we
Shonen
get to
Determinator
kind of
in full.
We get to kind of take them on their journey.
Right. See the good and the bad, but there's a lot of bad that goes with that package. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And he still had people around him.
Right.
It was just that they weren't necessarily able to help him at all those key moments.
Because you're a Shonen Determinator. You don't, you are unflappable. You keep moving despite any opposition. All of that stuff.
Yeah, that's really cool. I haven't made the connection there because Gon and Yusuke are so completely different as characters. And I think that's where my immediate thought of maybe there's some, and then I just immediately didn't think about it. But with Sensui getting this reveal, yeah, that's pretty cool. With though mechanically him using one here, Shinobu kind of feels like he's needed in order to engage and negotiate and talk directly to Koenma.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel like Kazuya is one that I would narratively want to see interacting with Koenma as much.
And it seemed like he wasn't even interested in the first place. He straight up said, Shinobu's not here.
Yeah.
So it's like, maybe there won't be that opportunity to talk. Maybe that'll be something that happened when, Sensui's dying or something like that, or maybe we just won't get it,
Yeah.
I don't know. But I will also say this is a great way to kind of break the rules that have been established of, like people having different powers or techniques or things like that. And like the bad guy not pulling out all his powers at the beginning. No, it's because he doesn't actually have them.
Oh,
like,
that's cool. Yeah.
Like that's a wonderful way to make it like truly as distilled as possible a character thing,
right?
And not just sort of like a narrative trapping convenience in order to keep the tension high or something.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Having though the strongest one be brought out first, I feel like is also something where we could be potentially not even now revealed everything, because I want to point out something rather just simple, but I loved the visual of him gathering energy basically and then splitting it to send an unrelenting barrage focused on one problem.
Yep. Which it's like foreshadowing within the episode where the reveal happens, and it's great.
Right, exactly. Yep. It's basically saying within him is a limitless capacity to solve any problem as long as he's willing
to just break himself up enough.
To split himself up into enough pieces. So I want to throw out the idea that in this fight, he could end up getting pressured.
And creating a new personality.
He either creates a new personality or he forces himself to bring everything back together so the madness can spread to all of it and he's actually able to utilize his full power.
That would be pretty crazy.
He would be, maybe that's why he's weaker than Yusuke, is that he has the reserves, but he doesn't have the output. But if he does the thing that he probably swore to himself that he would never do to achieve his goals, bring everything back together and be like, I'm going to end this. I don't care if I'm done here because I'm going to get what I want. I feel like that's the perfect setup for now, how he can have the, you haven't seen my final form.
Sure.
And he still has this,
Which also would feel like a very fun Togashi way to be like, hey, I'm going to subvert shonen expectations, but I'm also going to
lean into them.
I'm going to lean into them with a nod and a wink.
Right, yeah.
Like, yeah.
But okay. All right, let's see the next episode. So y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.